Hey, fam, welcome back to a brand new year. And on this episode, we discuss Sinners and why it deserves all the love.
Plus, we talk about why one battle after another still is hot. And what's up, y'all? Welcome to another, and I mean, we are back. Happy New Year. It's a new episode of the ForAllNerds show in 2026. How are y'all doing out there? Hope everyone is living their best life. You made it to another new year, and we are here. It's your boy, DJ Ben Amin, a.k.a. Wonder Manish, Master Splinter Cell, Trinidad Bane. Keep that same energy on when you see me in the new year. The redemption of Finn, the anti-trife equation. De La Troll, Bernie Slanders, back into space. And as always, I'm joined by
Teyana King, the Grand Duchess of Tech, also known as Flex Luthor, Gucci Mandalorian, Dark Chocolate Phoenix, Trash Ketchum, Tatiana Hannah the Kang, Tatiana the Kingslayer, Tatiana Kang the Conqueror, Hemi Neutron, and the Ting of the North.
Maybe just decided to bang on me with all the AKAs.
Well, Ben, it's Capricorn season, so I'm at my fullest strength right now.
This is true. As we are recording, you know, it's about to be a momentous occasion.
Yes.
Tomorrow. You'll shine tomorrow. You'll shine.
I love you tomorrow.
Yes.
I think that was like my first grade song we sang for when I graduated, actually. I remember that. Wow. Clear as day. Yep.
Wow. I it had something to do with my elementary school too, but it might have been I can't remember why, but yeah, same. I don't know.
Shout out PS346.
Nice. I always remember my the very first thing I did, my first acting gig. My first gig as an actor in kindergarten was a recital of Edgar Allan Poe's classic poem,
The Raven?
The Raven.
Why the hell as a kindergartner they had y'all reciting that?
Again,
that's inappropriate.
You talk about my true Hollywood stories, but what I really need to do is find out the name of my drama teacher, because sadly, through the name of time, I know it's Mrs. G, but I can't remember her whole name, was a wild woman. Because, yes, first of all, in kindergarten, I did quote The Raven Nevermore. It was fire, though, I can't lie. All of us were in all black. We had our faces painted white. So it was like we had a black backdrop. So it was you just saw our white faces. And the poem went down the line. And I was the youngest kid. So I ended the thing with the quote The Raven Nevermore. I dropped the last line of every stanza.
I know your teacher thought she cooked. I know she was waiting to do that.
You think that's cooking? What about when I was probably in second grade at most, maybe third at most, and we did Of Mice and of Men, and I shot the man in the back of the head, a much older kid. I think he was like fifth grade. So it's probably like second, because I was definitely one like super early. And I got to off a kid, on stage.
That's a far cry from singing Tomorrow and Hopefulness for the Future versus quote The Raven. Like, damn, relax.
I got to tell somebody, look at the flowers. Shout out to Walking Dead. Like early, dog. My teacher was on one.
Oh my gosh. Well, like you said, Ben, Happy New Year. Or maybe you were about to, but Happy New Year.
I already said that, but yes, Happy New Year.
I want to say, I think I had a really good turn of the new year. It's not my new year. My new year will be tomorrow, January 14th, Capricorn. I
make sure they know. Just in case they do. Yeah.
Yes, I consider birthdays the new year, right?
Yes.
Because that's literally your revolution around the sun, and every new year is unique to you. But yes, the quote unquote most of the world's New Year's. I think I had a good time. I actually, because not everybody in the world celebrate New Year's on January 1st. I'm just saying that's not culturally accurate for a lot of people. So
shout out to every Orthodox on the planet, I think, is September 11th.
Chinese Lunar New Year. There's mad people. Anyway, it was the first time in many, many, many years that I went nowhere. I was actually in the house with my family, chilling.
Yeah.
And I just stayed by and really we were like scrambling, like, because I don't know what we was doing, what we was watching, and it was like, oh shit, it's 11:54. Like it was like, oh, we got to find a channel, and because we're in the future, we don't have cable anymore, right? We just have a cobbling of random streaming networks, and like we don't have the highest level package, so we don't necessarily have live TV either, but we also have a Samsung TV. And for anyone who has a Samsung TV, you also got them bootleg Samsung channels like Samsung News, and it's just like some off-brand Fox News and some other shit. So we was like going through these random quote live channels trying to find like New Year's stuff, and what we kept seeing was like cams, like streaming cameras of the ball, but not the actual situation. So we're just scrambling. I think we ended up like on YouTube or something. Found the actual like ABC ball drop or whatever, and then just had that on for literally like maybe the 30 seconds of the countdown. That's when we found the channel. Had that, did the Happy New Year with the fam. Said all right, whoop de whoop. Had our little I wash clothes. I know that's a black some southern black thing, but a lot of Black Americans do that where they wash clothes. You don't want to go into New Year with dirty tings and whatnot. I did that. People do the black eyed peas and all that stuff.
Gotta have the black eyed peas, some greens.
Yeah, I had my I didn't drink, so I had, what did I have? The sparkling cider. The sparkling cider, the Martinelli's, right? Isn't it Martinelli's? Yep. Yeah, the Martinelli's. So I had that. So I had a really tame New Year's. And then like pretty much right after I went on a cruise. So
nice.
Yeah. What about yourself? What did you do?
I chilled. Same. Normally I'm working on New Year's sometimes, but when I'm not working on New Year's, I really like to chill. I do not like to be in anyone's party if I'm not DJing it, especially on New Year's. So I was chilling, but I was in Houston. It was a really great time. I have not been home for that long in, I don't know, forever. Like I was home in Houston for like 10, 11 days. And it was friggin' awesome, man. Shout out to the H. I had the best time. Shout out, man, there's too many people. But I do want to shout out my nieces, the Ends Club on Instagram, Nuari and Nife. They both put on a fire event they just had another one, that looked even more fire. But we did an event at the Doshi House. We had my man's DJ Elevated.
Nice.
And Good Grief came through. Both of them are DJs.
Did you say Dochi House?
Doshi.
Oh, Doshi. Okay, I'm about to say Dochi had a activation.
Yeah, it's Doshi. DOSHI. The Doshi House in the Tray in the Third Ward.
Okay,
and it's fire little joint. Little coffee shop that's got a dope backyard space where like my nieces just did another event there this weekend where they had a bunch of live performers. They had, bands, rappers, all kind of singers. It was like. I'm like, shit, Houston got all kind of talent as always. We already know. But we had an event there where my man's Good Grief and Elevator were both selling vinyl. I was DJing, sold a bunch of copies of Hendrix, of course. My nieces and their man were selling their jewelry. It was a really dope event. And just had the best time, man. I got to hang out with my nephews again, Musa and Ajay, who are 3 and 5, respectively.
Aww.
Or about to be 3. He's Pisces season coming up. Musa the Menace, boy. My man is a terror at 2, boy. Jesus. Love him, though. Oh, my God. The sweetest little boys in the world. Love them. Love everybody. Love, got to hang out with my sister. So it was just really great time. I had the best time. But yeah, same we was chilling in the Airbnb. Relax. Well, actually, when the clock struck, I was with my sister and, everybody, we was all just chilling. So it was great time.
Good. Man, I'm glad to hear
time. Yeah, the best time in Houston.
Yeah.
And really excited about the new year in general, like just full of potential, full of everything. But I'm just feeling really good lately. I've just been doing a lot of work on maintaining a positive, mental attitude through everything, doing a lot more reading. I've been like just really trying to read, I've been talking about books. Speaking of that, if you're watching us right now on YouTube or wherever you're seeing this video, you'll see this beautiful book in my hand. We'll be interviewing this author very soon, Alex Segura, who I've been a fan of the man for a minute, but he has the upcoming Enemy of My Enemy, a Daredevil Marvel crime novel. Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that
okay.
beautiful advanced copy that your boy is already reading through right now.
And that quote sounds familiar. I remember that quote. So
yeah, it's solid so far. I don't want to give away too
Enemy
much
of
because
My
I'm not
Enemy.
sure if we're up on any NDAs, but it reads like if you are a fan of the television show, it reeds like
Like an
another
episode?
season. Yeah, of Netflix.
Hmm.
Yeah, it just reads like another season of the Netflix show. It does feature a lot of more characters from the comics than even the Netflix show is its own, but like Typhoid Mary is mentioned, Dakota Johnson, Dakota North. I don't think she's even been introduced in the MCU yet, and she's up in here. And it's also one of those books that it's very short chapters, so it's like a great beach read, or if you're on a cruise, you can take this along. It's a classic airport crime novel, but it's featuring Daredevil in the MCU. So definitely check this out. And we'll be talking to Alex about it soon. So
Okay, that's what's up.
all that. So yeah, but in general, I've been reading, watching a lot more, just trying to really be focused on what I watching a lot more films, trying to catch up on everything. I know we got the Golden Globes that just passed, so I've been trying to catch up on that.
Have you seen His and Hers on Netflix?
Nah.
You got to see it. Now,
Well,
I think you're going to be critical about it, but I still think it's
because I've
really
heard,
good.
I've heard that it is like hot, like I've heard it's soap opera level of,
It is, but it's
Okay.
still good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got, people I love to see.
Tessa Thompson, or as I call her, Tesseract Thompson.
Yep.
She stars in it along with, I was going to call him by his character name, Frank Castle, but
Yep.
John Barenthal, Pablo Schreiber, your boy Pablo.
Oh man,
yeah,
damn, Pablo up in there. I didn't even know.
Yeah, Sunita Mani is in it. Crystal Fox.
Okay.
And a lot of others. Chris Bauer in it. Like a lot of people in there. So yes, it's a lot. It's a bit soap opera-y. That notwithstanding, it's good. Like the acting's still good. It's still these top tier actors in it, and it has a really good twist. I will admit, I figured out the twist like 3 episodes before. Like I just looked at my husband and I was like, this is what's gonna happen. I'm telling you. And then it ended up happening. So and again, that just could be because we have a more critical eye and we're looking at it. But I will say, like, don't come at this like trying to dissect the inner workings of, film and TV, like, because you're gonna be mad about something. Just come to it as just like a popcorn thriller drama. And enjoy it. But that said, I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. It's actually the #1 show on Netflix right now. It probably will be for until like the next big thing comes out. But it's the twist is well done in the fact that you see a side of certain people that you don't necessarily get to see in TV film.
Okay.
Let's say that.
Okay.
So I'm that's the most I'm gonna say about that. One cool thing that happened recently actually is my cousin, his name is Steve the Gifted. He is a artist. He also owns Mecca Made Entertainment, which is a record label. His song, The Boat, actually appears on episode 5. Maybe about 33 minutes in. There's a scene with some teenagers, but so his song actually appears on that. And it's a song that came out a few years ago, and one that like Megan Thee Stallion like co-signed on and stuff like that. So it's called The Boat, and you can't like, it's in the background. Okay, this is background music, but it's just really cool to like see that and see it on such a big hit show. So
what's The Boat talking about?
It's a hip hop song. It's a hip hop song, like talk about drive the boat. Like, when Megan first came out, a lot of times she was talking about driving the boat. And she was talking, and I think people say she got that from Kodak Black and other people, but basically it was just about like taking bottles to the head and stuff like that, drinking and stuff like that.
Oh, because old DC slang is smoking boat.
Oh, yeah. No, drinking.
Yeah, boat was, I want to say it was like weed and what was boat? Maybe coke. Like what New York cats used to call woolly blunts. Yeah, DC would call boat. Or maybe it was fry, like formaldehyde. That's what we would call it in Houston. Smoking fry was like weed dipped in PCP or formaldehyde.
Well, that escalated quickly, but no, this is just drinking, just alcohol. That's all. It's a drug, but not that type.
Look, you gotta,
He said like he gave me alphabetical letters and stuff. I'm just like, whoa, calm down. Like, no.
Not saying, these are things that I would not say you do. Once again, I would never, me myself, I would never, buy weed from unknown sources and end up perhaps, smoking something that I would never do that. Yeah, but we were speaking about movies and TV shows and things of that nature, and I think we do need to discuss. Well, like first, man, before we even get to the Golden Globes and shit, like
before we get there, because I want to just ask another question about TV.
Yeah, shit is trash out here, fam. Like, I don't know if this is in the show run, but I saw that people were dogging Jimmy Fallon for not speaking about it, and to this day I have to say, how the fuck are the roots?
Speaking about what?
Everything. Like Minnesota.
When does he ever speak about anything? You're asking for things that is not easy to give up from these people. He's never gonna. He doesn't talk about that. When does he ever talk about that?
Yeah, Keith Porter was the brother shot in, I'm not sure, but shot by ICE agents over New Year's weekend. I know that much. And I'm not sure the young woman's name or the mother of
Renee Good,
right? Who was shot by
in Minneapolis. Right. Point blank range.
Yeah, as we all saw on video. And Minneapolis, like from what I'm understanding, is currently just completely under siege.
Completely.
Yeah, like people are not seeing the news. We're not seeing it on the news. Obviously, you have to talk to people who are there to understand how ridiculous and how crazy it is. And this type of shit is coming for, most major cities. Like the people in charge right now are not playing. I also have to say, though, like, as I reposted this video, and something that I say over and over again is the people in charge are also a bunch of, whatevers. And right-wing mentality, the ideas behind it are not inevitable. What is more inevitable is the ideas behind left-wing, or I don't even like the idea of left and right-wing. It's more just freedom for all is a more universal ideal than fascism. You know what I mean? People want freedom. Like, that is what people want. People do not want to be under control. And so people will always resist being under control. And fascist regimes fall over and over again in history. They're attempted over and over again in history because, as people said at the very beginning of this country, even if they were just white men talking about themselves, if you do not defend democracy, it will be taken from you. Mm-hmm. That is going on over and over again. It is always a fight to maintain freedoms because people want to take things from you. And especially in this country, America that we live in, it was founded by a bunch of scoundrels and scumbags who really only had their own interests in mind and always wanted to rule over a select few people.
Yeah.
Rich versus poor. Really.
You mentioned first TV films, like, and again, before we get to the Golden Globes, is it more so about like the people involved just not in TV and films, not speaking up about what's happening? And not some of them have. Mark Ruffalo.
Some of them have. Yeah, some of them have. Vocal. Some of them have. But overall,
Tessa and a bunch of them wore like pins and stuff like that.
Oh, so that shit's so fucking weak to me. I'm sorry. Shout out to Tessa. I love you.
You gotta give people. You have to allow people to communicate in ways that work for them. Okay, the fact that you're making some type of statement, like I'm never going to say, oh, that's not enough.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? Like, in that context, could it be more? Sure. Could you be more vocal? Yeah. But that's also subjective. If you putting out a message that is for the right side of history in some shape or form, thank you.
Yes.
No, especially if you're on a large stage.
Yeah, I agree there. But I also think that it's like we have to be much more vocal. Like, as we were saying with someone like Jimmy Fallon, who is just completely silent. And a pen is cool, but a pen goes to the same feeling that I feel about most pens. Breast cancer pen, this pen, then that pen. It's just a pen. It's nice. And putting your money behind it is great as well.
It's also kind of a catch-22 because I'm also just like, why do we care about? I mean, again, it's Not only is it catch-22, it's also a kind of hypothetical question. It's like, why do we care about if Jimmy Fallon talks about it? Yes, because he has a large presence. He has a
Yes.
large thing
Yes.
of excuse me, pause. He has a large platform, and that anything he says can reach the masses. I get it. That's the obvious answer. But I'm also questioning, why are we looking to him? Never once in the history of ever has he attributed himself to be a revolutionary. Never once in the history of ever has, that I can remember, he's ever spoken up genuinely about any particular social or political cause that wasn't something that was rooted in popularity anyway. So why do we expect him to even participate in any of this? Like, I don't expect none of those niggas to participate. We can hold these people to task and be like, bro, you have this, just like we do. You have this platform, you have this level of reach and people who listen to you, and you should be using it to save us. Blah, blah, blah. It's also just like, they not the ones. They not it. Like, let's not pretend like they're going to be.
My thing is, I'm not looking for Jimmy Fallon. I was just mentioning his name because I feel if he's not, it's my responsibility to do something, to say something. That's what I was saying. Like, if, because I'm over here sometimes saying I don't want to say these things because it's just a hot environment right now. But at the same time, I don't fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, what else, dog? Like, what else are you going to do? Not say shit? Like, I'm not going to.
They will continue to not say shit. They will continue.
Well, that's on them. What I'm saying is for myself. Personally, I have to say something. So
absolutely.
At this moment, I do want to say shout out to everybody out there who is fighting this, who is resisting in any way. I really just want to say to people listening, to people who are feeling down, pick yourselves up. If you have to, go outside. I saw this the other day. Touch some fucking grass. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Put down your phone. Right now, there might be nothing you can do to help at all, but you can help your own mental state. And by doing that, getting away from this, like, I've made it a practice of myself to wake up in the morning, not look at anything, or if I'm watching anything. I used to wake up every morning and watch Cameron May, shout out to them, I love them. But now I usually wait till like 11, 12 o'clock because I'll watch some other stuff early, motivational speakers, whatever, or just do some meditation, things of that nature, where it's like clearing my mind, making sure my day is focused on good and uplifting things. So at least start off the morning like that. So that just sets the tone for the whole day instead of setting the tone like waking up, oh, shit's terrible. This motherfucker said some dumb shit again, all that type of stuff. That's just not the way. So that's the one thing I just want to say to everybody, because I know a lot of people are going through it. It's, we're feeling all good about the beginning of the year, but at the same time, I know the holidays are really tough on people. I know this time of year is really tough. It's cold and dark in a lot of places in the U.S., especially. And so it's tough for people to make it through the day. So I just want to offer that. Yo, what up? We out here. Love y'all. All that.
We see you.
Yeah, we see you. And I know times is rough, man, but we going to get through this together. And I truly believe that, one, a lot of old bastards going to die eventually. And there'll be some young bastards to replace them. But them old bastards dying will, cause a lot of chaos, and, things are not going to last as long as people think.
Yeah.
God willing.
And in the meantime, there are some good distractions. Like Apple TV has a lot of good distractions.
I don't think we need too many distractions, though.
Distractions from being everything you being presented being negative. When I say distraction, two things can be true at the same time, guys. You can be revolutionary and be aware, and also say, I need a fucking break from fucking everything being so serious and down and negative all the time. Like, even for me, like, in terms of like, turning to something that's more, at least entertainment level, more positive. Apple TV. I've been on that shit heavy. Before the holidays, or like right before like Christmas time or whatever. Like I told you, I finished the morning show, so we're all caught up. Love that shit. It's definitely power for white people. Just like you pointed out. Yes. We started Ted Lasso. Love that show. It's so fucking dumb.
This motherfucker, like,
it's so
Jesus,
dumb.
Like, you just started Ted Lasso.
Yes, I'm behind. Deal with it. It's so, when I say dumb, like
Oh, it's brilliant.
it's so dumb. It's so brilliant. Like it's so
Yeah.
brilliant in its obviousness in terms of like the guy is so fucking genuine, and it's just like the things he
Yeah.
says is so like, are you dead ass, right? And it's
Hmm.
just it's a joy to watch. It truly is a joy to watch. Generally, every episode except for the last one we saw, which was very filler. It was like Beard going on this random mystical adventure that night where he
Oh, I
like
love that episode.
that shit was
I love
I
it.
was
No,
over that. I was
I
just
love
like, all
Beard.
right, let's get back to the main story.
Oh, and I love it. I love
Wasn't
Beard.
with it because there's always weird randomness happening every episode, but I like when it's like
again, though,
contained. I don't like a whole episode of that.
yeah. As far as Ted being genuine, filled with goodness and everything, there's a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more to it, and it's coming. It's coming in the later seasons, as you'll see.
Of course,
that's all I'll say.
Of course, but I love it. And then Pluribus recently had the finale. I thought the finale was kind of weak. It wasn't what I thought. I thought something like I get it, but I also was just like, it's okay. It was. I don't know. I don't know what I expected. I think I expected like some big, oh my God, or some big cliffhanger, and it was just kind of like, okay, logical next step for me for Pluribus. You finished it, right?
Yeah, I can't exactly.
So basically, Manusos, he makes it to Carol. Like,
oh yeah, they meet,
all episode
they
long.
Argue,
they're beefing all episode long. He ends up, making the others, spaz out,
and she leaves with
and then she ends up realizing because because like it's like the ultimate betrayal. They're like, we're about to turn you, bitch, right? And we're doing it through your frozen eggs, and that's really like the last straw for her. Where she was like, yeah, we got to shut this shit down, and she tells Manusos as such, and also I guess because remember a few episodes back there she was testing them in terms of like their
she gets the atom bomb at the end.
Atom bomb. Like, she was just like, can you guys lie to me? And they basically like, nah. And would you give me anything? Yeah. And including atom bomb. It's just like, there's no discernment there. So she actually got one to put in front of I guess to make a point. So, all right, cool.
I liked it overall.
I thought it was cool. I just, when I say I thought it was it wasn't nothing like super excited for me. It was like, okay, next step. It was just like another episode to me. It didn't feel like a finale.
Okay.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's also the finale of the first season and I'm not Breaking Bad, but
Vince Gilliam.
Yeah, is gonna follow that more so where like the last episode, the 9th episode, or whatever it was, I'm not sure how many, but the penultimate episode is gonna be more filled with drama but this one there was a lot going on in this one too. So I thought, I feel you. I think that's a good assessment, is that it felt more like another episode than a finale of a season as what we're used to. But I think it is the board setting type of finale for a season. Like I said, that's what I mean, where I'd have to think the episode before that is The Gap. So that is
Which was crazy.
Yes, see, there we go. That's what I'm saying. It is following the traditional structure. Well, not traditional, but the structure that's more established by, I think Chico said I want to say this might be a Breaking Bad thing, or I can't remember if he said it was from Sopranos even, but it's where the 9th or the penultimate episode of the season is going to be the one where everything happens. And in the last episode of the season, it's going to be a table setting episode for the next season.
Okay.
Which is exactly what this was.
Gotcha.
And what happened. Because The Gap was the craziness. We spend all the money. We go all around the world. I mean, they went all around the world in this, but it's much shorter.
Well, all around South and Central America.
Yeah, The Gap was like, they really, because they were really there. So that shit, and it was action, it was tense, all that stuff.
Yeah, that shit was insane.
Yes. While this one is more like, okay, this is what's going to happen next season.
Right.
That, telling you without telling you, showing you what's going to happen next season.
Right.
So, yeah, I give it that. And that's why I say it was pretty solid for that. Now, something I know you're not caught up on is Stranger Things, which we definitely need to discuss.
That's over.
It's over. First of all,
you cry. Yes.
Probably. Yeah. Look, man, I spent a lot of time with these damn kids, and yes, I did. There were some moments that got me.
That's all I kept seeing. Like, oh, I'm crying. Oh,
I'm also like, TV it makes me cry lately over the last few years. I can't lie. I don't know if I'm getting more sentimental or what, but I'll watch some shit and just be like, I was watching a clip of School of Rock the other day. I mean, it's a great clip. It's when Jack Black tells the little black girl that it doesn't, I mean, and what's so dope about it is that he doesn't tell her that you're not fat. He's like, it doesn't matter that you're fat. You know, you're going to go out there sing and people are going to think you're sexy.
Like, don't lie. Just,
yes.
It just is.
It just is what it is. I'm fat, you fat, we both fat, we both like to eat. She's like, why don't you go on a diet? Because I like to eat. Is there a problem with that? You know, it's an amazing clip. It's a fucking one of my favorite movies, man. Anyway, but I almost prior to that. So yeah, Stranger Things, I cannot lie. Like, there's so much I just love about the show, like in the end all be all of it. But Steve's character with his big head ass and how he's grown from being a typical jock white boy dude, you know, who had everything thrown at him, all the girls, everything, and would never be friends with somebody like Dustin, to become friends with them and to become like a father figure to all the kids in general. And then by the end of it, to be coaching Little League. Yeah, that shit is a fucking amazing character arc. And I love it. You know, it's so great. Like, I don't think all of the show was fantastic, but I think just some of the little things that the Duffer Brothers and cast and crew managed to do. And I was extremely happy because certain things that I called early on, y'all can go back and watch, happened. And it was just, to me, the logical thing. Like I said, Steve and Nancy. Like, Nancy didn't need to be with Jonathan. I think, look, another thing, in the comments, I don't give a shit if I fuck up these niggas' names. Like, I probably will, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure it's Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan. We all know who I'm talking about. Big head and cokehead looking dude. And
y'all
Nancy.
know who he's talking about. Like,
yes.
Let's not.
Yeah, but oh my God, they went off last time.
I know. But you should also know, considering you're a big fan of it, you see how
passionate
how close
people are.
into the heart this is for everybody. So.
But at the same time, I just don't remember their names. I just remember them as like big head, cokehead looking dude. Because, you know,
big head and cokehead.
You know, Steve got a big old head, you know, from one big head to another. And my man looked like he smoked not the best, the worst of the heroin and the cocaine and the meth. My man is strong. Yeah, I feel bad for that actor, man. I hope, you know, I don't know if that actor is actually on drugs or what, but my man looks like he is.
Damn, Ben, you can't say that.
Look,
he'll never come on the show.
Hey, I don't expect him to. I'm expecting him to get help. You know what I mean? But anyway, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan. Steve, Nancy didn't end up with either of them. And that's what I thought.
That's what you wanted.
Yes, it was beautiful because
you said that, yeah.
Yes, it's just, you know, all of their characters, it was the logical route. And I really loved it, even though it was really ridiculous how they had this whole conversation in the frozen sperm room. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you watch the show. But they did have that conversation. Nancy and Jonathan did have that conversation.
There was a lot of ridiculous online conversation about Will coming out. Like, you know,
that was handled kind of rough, I had to say.
Yeah, okay, maybe it was, but like the hate, it was not hate. Like, I hate how they did it. It was my God, why?
That was just homophobic, and people were like missing the point completely. Like, this man been gay, fam. This ain't
right. Like, this is in news.
This is like been gay, like that bad joke in the 80s. You know, been gay. You know, oh, you've been gay. You been my man has been gay, folks. He, like, his character has never been straight. He has been gay. He's been in a closet dealing with it from the very beginning. While the coming out wasn't handled so well, and Shorty's name I can't remember, but Ethan Hawke's daughter. I really loved the conversation that they had, like the conversation that she had with Will, that her character had with Will, where it encouraged him to come out. I thought that was really fire. Like, her conversation and her experiences as a lesbian woman in the 80s and dealing with everything, and her explaining that to Will, like, that shit made me tear up, you know, and how Will was, you know, it was dope because Will wasn't even talking to her about that. He was, you know, more talking about the powers and everything, but it was all related. And him coming out allowed him to use his powers to the fullest to finally beat Vecna, etc. So that was cool. You know, there were certain things that, you know, I did not like, just like everyone else did. But in general, some of the beef that people had with it, where people were coming up with this whole conspiracy that there was to be yet more episodes and this was a dream sequence by Vecna and all that. It was just like, fam, this was never something where, a bunch of characters were going to die. I thought so at times, but
George R. R. Martin style.
Yeah, but as I got to the end, I was like, this really doesn't need to be that. Like, we've had characters die, and it just sucks. That was like it sucks seeing them characters go through what happened last season, watching them deal with it this
Torture.
season. Yeah, that was rough, man. So, and, people like Max, and Lucas, like, no, I needed my babies to get together at the end, and I was so happy for that, like, I needed the two black characters on the show to get together.
The black kid's gotta make it.
No, she's redheaded, but so, I love Max and Lucas. Sadie Sink, I want to say, is the actor's name. She's rumored to be playing Jean Grey in the new Spider-Man. Yeah, because she's going to be in Spider-Man and in Secret Wars, and so people are like, who else could be redheaded and needs to be in Secret Wars and Spider-Man? So the rumors are that there's going to be a trailer for Spider-Man. It's actually leaked out. I tried to watch it, but I didn't want to watch it because it was a really rough leak. But it seems to be dropping by Super Bowl or at Super Bowl. So that's coming very soon. So we'll know more. But rumors are that she's either Jean Grey or Firestar, for those who remember Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, the old cartoon, who's another redheaded character from Marvel. But I'd lean more into Jean Grey being that important, to be, I don't know, maybe Firestar just somehow meant to make it. Who knows? We'll find out soon. But I think Sadie's an incredible actress, and I can't wait to see more of what she does either way. So I'm happy she's getting it. Big Head, who plays, what's his name? He also needs to be in
Eunice Big Head.
Yeah, he needs to be in Marvel, man. People have been saying, and they said he's having a meeting right now, actually.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say was, I find it interesting. There's just certain singular black kid that has just finished this season that mysteriously took up martial arts and like gymnastics right after this. I mean, granted, they've been filmed this, but right after the season, like, finale premiered.
People have been talking about him for miles.
He mysteriously started posting videos of him doing martial arts and, as mentioned, gymnastics and doing side flips and bullshit. And I was like, wait a minute. You ain't doing what I think you're doing, is you?
I mean, he ain't got no Dominican in him, though, right? Puerto Rican.
Dominican people are black. I know black. Dominican people
No, but I mean, he is not Dominican. Like, as far as, like, isn't Miles, like, supposed to be Dominican?
Miles is supposed to be Afro-Latino.
Yeah.
Caleb McLaughlin, I'm gonna look at his background. I don't think he is. I don't know if he is.
I think that was one people's complaint when they said that he might do it. I ain't one of them people, you know what I mean? But I do feel
understand.
I do feel him.
I understand. And
what about young Black Panther?
Maybe. But again, it was giving Marvel-esque. So I was just like, Caleb, what you trying to show us? So
yeah, speaking of films, I don't know if I mentioned this on the show, but I recently watched F1 with Damson Idris and Brad Pitt. I did mention the cinematography.
F1? I want to see F1. So I still haven't seen it. I want to see it.
It's okay-ish. The cinematography, especially during the races, is stunning. Like, I wish I'd seen that shit in theaters. I'll say that. It was stunning. I watched it on my big ass TV and it was fire as fuck. But I should have seen this in theater. This was
except
crazy.
For the last scene. It's a scene that looks like really bad copy paste CGI about fireworks.
Oh, I might have zoned out. But the fireworks, yeah, I might have zoned out.
It was like really, like, particularly bad. It was like, we have $2 to this scene.
I might have zoned out by that point. If it was near the end,
it was like the end. So I was like,
the movie is not. Like I say, the movie is okay-ish, where I was zoning out by like the last 20, 30 minutes.
I mean, it was kind of like Avatar. Fire and Ash levels bad, where it's like, nigga, just said fuck it at the end, huh?
Once Brad Pitt's character really took over the movie, I gave up. But what I really wanted to say is, at one point, Damson Idris is running with his shirt off, and they have him lit with this purple light. And as a big, don't recast T'Challa, or at least until Coogler and fam, have gotten through their grief and want to tell that story. When I saw my man running with his shirt off in the purple light, I was like, fuck. My
You know,
king.
this was good.
My king. My king. You know, I already saw it. I was like, this nigga's the one. You know, like
Oh my
it was the
gosh.
purple light, the shirt off. I was like, you put that silver chain on my neck, on my man's neck, and it's like, you know,
Inkosi.
yeah.
Inkosi.
Come on, King. This is
Y'all
not the
mean
place to
Kosi?
die. You know.
Every time I hear, I just see Okoye. I hear and see
Yeah.
Okoye just screaming and
Yeah.
turning to fucking potpourri, and
No, because
I get crazy. I lose it every time.
yeah. Yeah, no.
Um,
So yeah, no.
yeah.
Damson is gonna play T'Challa or T'Challa variant in Secret Wars. I'm pretty 100% like,
You
you know.
just can't cast every fit black man to be, a variation of T'Challa at this
No,
point.
I know, but like I say, when I saw that man running into purple, now I'm not talking about a variation. Like this nigga's going to take over the role. You know, like he is going to like
616.
if Marvel wants to do that, in any way, shape, or form, it is going to be him. Like
You just okay. So
Yeah.
since we're having a Marvel chat now, I have to discuss with you what we haven't had a chance to, which is our sentiments around all the multiple Doomsday trailer drops and how we felt about or feeling about them in aggregate, or if anyone really stood out to you, or was it all meh? The Wakanda one dropped today, and I will say this is the only one thus far that has got me excited. Now, it could be biased, it could be a lot of things, but this let me rephrase. This is the only one that got me overly excited, because the X-Men one did get me excited.
Yeah, that Cyclops shit was hard.
Right. It's fucking hard. But all the other ones, the ones with Thor and Captain America, I was like, all right, whatever, guys. Like, and I know, I hope that there's going to be a curve thrown, but it's just like, at first, all of these different trailers was just like, first of all, this is stuff they've been telling you for years that's about to happen with Doomsday, with this film, and what to expect. Like, we know everybody named Moms is coming back. We know this.
Yep.
Mad heads. Got it. But in what way and in what capacity, right? And it's almost feeling like they're trying to do a Infinity War level event, but it's also like, there is still the fatigue of people saying, oh, but they're using these old niggas again. And I really hope that's kind of like a red herring approach to like throw people off, and that it's really going to really throw us for a loop by the time like the full picture is able to be shown. Like, because again, a lot of the sentiment online, even as mentioned, some of mine has been like, for the first few trailers, I was just like, all right, whatever. Like, I wasn't hyped. I don't know how you felt.
Okay, what the Russos did say about this is that all the trailers, what we've seen, are not trailers, they're not teasers, they're just clues. So that leads me to think that pretty much none of this footage will be in the movies.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Like,
this happens all the time, because even the trailers, 90% of that is not actually in the movie.
Yeah, if you go back and watch I know for a fact, there's that famous shot of everyone running towards the camera in the Infinity War trailer, and that's just not in the film at all. So that being said, I don't think most of this will be in it, and I'm still cautiously optimistic for
That's fair.
Doomsday. My optimism really lies in the fact that I like the Russos. Most of their work since they've left Marvel has been mid at best to me, but Dr. Doom and RDJ as Dr. Doom, I'm down for, especially because I'm sticking to what they've said, is that it is Victor Von Doom and not a Tony Stark variant,
right,
underneath the mask.
I will say one of the reasons why this Wakanda trailer got me overly excited is especially, everything. Love Shuri, love M'Baku, all that, but especially the end, and the reference to the comics, and the reference to the first appearance of T'Challa, and the connection with the Fantastic Four, and seeing Ben Grimm, like that, like Ben Grimm meeting M'Baku, like that shit. That shit is what, for me, dreams are made of when you see this stuff come to life in live action.
Because that's what you mean by reference, is the fact that T'Challa first meets the Fantastic Four.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. So for M'Baku to being King of Wakanda now, to be meeting
the first people to meet the Fantastic Four.
You get it. And that, when they say clues, right? Like, and obviously there's levels to it, right? About what knowledge you have or don't have of the comics or stories or whatever. But like, that's one of them.
That's fire.
So I saw that and I was just like, bro, that's amazing. And again, even knowledge, take away the knowledge of what's knowing the characters and the stories, is still just like, that's fucking cool to see like those two characters you would never think meet fucking, dapping each other up or whatever. Like that's what I'm saying when I say dreams are made of. Like that is what lured me into the MCU in the first place. Like, oh my God, I never would have thought I was seeing that on screen.
Yes.
Right?
No.
That's what made me, and that's why I say this is the first trailer that got me overly excited.
Mm-hmm. And my man Eben, right? That's his name, who's playing Ben Grimm.
Eben Ross.
Yeah, is killing it as Ben Grimm. And, M'Baku already has, the years. He's one of those characters now.
Eben Moss, not Ross, Eben Moss,
yeah.
Bacrock, yeah.
Yeah, he's, M'Baku, he's one of those characters who now, he's like when he's an Avenger. You know what I mean? He's one of those characters who's had the years of experience. And for us watching him, years of us growing with him from being the dude screaming at people to being king of Wakanda now. So we've had that. So when he shows up in Doomsday, it'll carry that emotional feeling that we're looking for. And then because Eben's killing it, even though the Fantastic Four was, it's a cool movie, whatever, they killed it. Seeing them meet up has that. That's why I feel like for you and for me, this is one of them ones where this trailer really got us, because the trailer's just like, okay, it's Thor and his daughter, and we might, okay,
nah,
X-Men like, yeah. And it was cool to see Cyclops finally unleashed. But this is what the Avengers movies are about. Two characters who should not meet meeting. That was always for me.
Right.
What, from I'm a grown man now, but I was a, pretty young grown man when I saw the Avengers. I was grown. And I was fucking screaming in that theater because it was moments and everyone in there was screaming. It was just moments that we've been waiting for to see since our childhood. Just the idea of Thor coming down and smashing and Captain America standing strong with the shield, not because he can take it, but because the shield can take it. It's like, that's like those moments I've been waiting till I've read them a million times in comics. So like you say, the first meeting of the Wakandans and the Fantastic Four, boom, on screen. Like, that is the type of shit, that's what Avengers movies, and that's what they've really grown to be. Even, the first one, just the first five, but like, then by the second one and, Civil War even, which might as well be an Avengers movie, because that was, you've got a metal arm, that type of shit, Spider-Man just casually whooping these niggas' asses because he's Spider-Man, and they're a dude with a metal arm. That's the moments.
I will say, like, even things that were done for comedic effect, but still have some pure sentimental value to me. Even seeing things like, and I'm saying comedy for a reason, Gambit, like Channing Tatum's Gambit, even though he takes that role very seriously, when and really he is a fan favorite. Like, I actually love him as Gambit. Mm-hmm. And the fucking comic book accurate suit, which is completely out of whack with everything you've seen in the MCU thus far.
Yeah.
But still, to see that's what I'm talking about. To see that all translated bar for bar. And then even like showing his power set. I was just sitting there like, I think it was Wolverine and Deadpool where he was fighting and he showed the power set with the cards. I was sitting there like, this is what I wanted to see. Like, this is, I'm just saying, I want to see some shit I had not seen before. And that's I think that's also what's driving a lot of the discourse online about, I don't, why are they showing us these old niggas? Like, no one wants to see that. Like, and granted, these are clues and they have a stepped approach and they have strategy. It's just, we are hungry for excitement. And I think, for me anyway, this Wakanda trailer really started that on the path.
Because like I said, this is the first one where I was like, okay, some of these characters I have lived with long enough. But that's my biggest issue. It's like,
you've been here long enough, son.
Yeah, it just feels like this Avengers movie is like, I'm sorry, I've only seen Shang-Chi in one joint. Now, I want to see him in this.
Where is he?
Yeah, I want to see him in this Avengers. I hope he's going to be in this joint. I don't even know yet. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, a lot of these characters I have not seen. Whereas, Monica Rambeau is in another universe right now. With these X-Men, maybe
she's with the X-Men. Last time, all the Marvels was with the X-Men.
Yeah, but which X-Men? That's the thing. It's like, who knows?
They could be like, oh, ain't this one?
Yeah, they might all get murdered. And
Your Marvel is in another castle.
Yeah, so who knows? But I'm not sure who is making up the Avengers, but like seeing M'Baku and being like, oh, okay, M'Baku, Shuri, both of them, I've seen them go through so much. So it'll be really fire to see them meet other characters who they haven't met yet.
And 100% seeing Kukulkan. I was so happy to see him too. I was like, this nigga don't play. So
man, Namor does not. I mean, Namor from the comics, like he got his run in Wakanda Forever, but he deserves so much because Namor is one of them ones. Namor is a character who deserves their own movie, their own, at least shining in an Avengers film.
Yeah, man.
At the very least. So we're getting that.
Over or under, this movie's going to be 3 hours long.
3 hours.
100%.
At least.
I
saw one thing say 3 hours, 40 minutes. I think that's ridiculous. I can't see that. But I do see at least 3 hours.
Guys, I have a job. Can't do that. So
3 hours. I need it.
But I do think it's going to be trending. I think it's going to be trending towards 3 hours.
Yeah, I want 3 hours plus. Inject that into my veins. I need it. Yeah, especially if it's good. I need it. Especially, I mean, like, I know that the writing team, it's only one of the brothers who is a brother writing team, Christopher and Steven, I think, who, I'm not so sure they're brothers, but there was their writing team who did the whole run of Captain America movies and then Infinity War and Endgame. And I think they were just crucial to Marvel's success.
What a track record.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I just think they're crucial. Only one of them has come back for this. Now, I'm hoping that only one of them came back officially and they're comparing notes and all that, talking as friends, shit. Because I feel like they're a team supreme and I need them.
Ben said it's a team sport, nigga.
Yeah, man, because what y'all, one thing I love is watch the commentary on Infinity War because they're talking on it and they explain a lot of great things about writing. But one thing they point out is like our script is so damn pat that you have to start listening from the moment the Marvel sign goes up because there's voices talking.
Of course.
What's his name is sending out a distress message from the ship that Thanos is attacking with all the Asgardians in it. And he explains to you that half of them are dead, all this stuff that happens. And this is as the Marvel screen is turning red. All this is being explained. He's like, that's how deep it is up until, the moment the movie's over.
Pay attention and do not be talking.
Yeah, and it never stops rolling. That's why I love Infinity War. It's one of my favorite scripts because it's just the end, even though it's 3 hours, nothing is, the fat is trimmed off that hoe. It's
just like, and this is what it is. And you're sitting there like,
oh shit, it's over. Yeah. One other Marvel thing before we do get to these Golden Globes and whatever else we got to talk about is I have to discuss this. I know this has been going around, but I really feel like Marvel, I have to say, I feel like they're relying on Black people to talk about Wonder Man.
They are. Listen, I know it's only because of the algorithm that I'm receiving because I clicked on it once. Like,
I ain't seen that.
The way Instagram works now is like, if you want to see something, you gotta like it, heart it, do something, put an emoji on it, do something, or you'll never fucking see it in your feed again. So so I had not seen nothing, Wonder Man, anything for the longest, and then finally an ad appeared. So I immediately was like, let me engage so I can keep it on my feed. And then ever since then, literally pretty much every week, I just been getting like more and more. But I think it's because I'm Black. I think it's because I'm Black. I think it's because I'm rooting for Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. He's an incredible actor in general. But I will also admit, even from a personal standpoint, that the tone of the show isn't one that I'm necessarily vibing with right away, and that's only because I have like no idea what's going on. And also I don't know the character, so I don't know why I should care. So I don't have the same level of excitement. Even being a Black person, I don't have the same level of excitement of just even wanting to support. I'm just like, I gotta see what's going on first. But the problem still remains. To your point, back to what you said, they are relying on that and that alone. The root for everybody Black approach, but you need more than that.
And it is really interesting that they are taking this approach, right? because it's being produced and directed by a lot of the episodes were directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who is, first of all, Destin was supposed to direct the new Avengers when it was Avengers the Kang saga, and we all know what happened to that. Womp, womp, womp. But Destin, kept on moving and is now doing the finishing touches on Spider-Man motherfucking Brand New Day, which is, the big Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And this man's probably going to do the new trilogy straight through from that, if he wants to.
Going to do numbers.
Yeah, because it's looking like Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be fire people, the rumors about what everything's going on. There's, the Punisher's in it, Hulk's in it, potentially Jean Grey's in it. This shit is all over the place, might be lit. So Destin has a good track record. He did Shang-Chi, which is fire. And I don't get it. I just don't get why Marvel would not be hyping Wonder Man more than they are, other than that they're like, we'll just save money and let y'all black people talk about it because we know y'all are going to talk about it because it's got a black dude in it.
Right. And not just any black dude, like a visible black dude too. Because,
yes.
The nigga was the fucking on Watchmen?
Yes. Like, and Wonder Man, like,
he was Dr. Manhattan. Like, the guy. Like,
and for me, someone who grew up, reading the comics heavy, everything, Wonder Man is, I wouldn't say one of my favorite characters, but he was a prominent character. He's a prominent member of the Avengers. His storyline is, his name is Simon Williams. He is an engineer, inventor, whose company is a rival to Tony Stark, but he never gets it popping because Tony Stark is Tony Stark. And so eventually he gets in with some mobsters or some type of criminal element. They convince him to do some shit where they give him powers and he can join the Avengers. And he's like, yeah, I can finally do it. So, fuck Tony Stark. I'll be an Avenger myself. But then he betrays the Avengers. The powers fade out and my man goes into, kind of dies, goes into a coma type thing. This is where the story gets wildly convoluted. And I've told the story before on ForAllNerds. While dead, Ultron steals his brain patterns and creates the Vision. So in the Marvel comics, the Vision's brain patterns, at least originally, I don't know what it is now, were based on Simon Williams, Wonder Man. Simon Williams comes back to life. The Vision falls in love with Scarlet Witch, as we all know, Mary, Scarlet Witch. They have adventures and children that you've seen in WandaVision and other Marvel properties. Eventually, Wonder Man's like, yo, man, you have my brain patterns. I love Scarlet Witch. It's a classic soap opera triangle, love triangle.
On some Jean Grey shit.
Yeah. So it was great.
On some Mary,
Yeah, so Wonder Man is a super powerful character. He's damn near invulnerable. Mm-hmm. He's made of what they call ionic energy. So he learns how to shoot the energy out of himself. So he can do energy blasts. He can fly. He's super strong. He's one of them ones. He goes toe-to-toe with people like the Hulk and shit. So Wonder Man's a dope character. And he's also, in the comics, an actor. In the comics, he basically uses his fame as a superhero to become an actor, Arnold Schwarzenegger type, and star in a bunch of action movies.
Which is hilarious.
It is hilarious, yeah, because Wonder Man was one of the West Coast Avengers. Like, they had the team who lives in New York, and then they formed another team who lived on the West Coast. And so because of it, he's like, fuck it, I'm in Hollywood, shit, I'll become a superstar. So he does. Or, actually, I think he's supposed to be not that good in that, so it's not like superstar, it's more like Arnold Schwarzenegger type, whatever. But Arnold Schwarzenegger was a superstar, or is. But yeah, Wonder Man is a dope, solid character. I'm excited for Yaya. I'm excited because of the credentials behind it. I like the meta-ness approach that they're taking where we see that in the trailers, he does seem to have powers, but he also just seems to be an actor who is trying to make it in Hollywood, in the MCU. And I think that's a really dope. That's like something different we haven't seen. So I don't get it. They're dropping all 8 episodes at once on January 27th. We'll have a review when the embargo drops on
later this month.
Yeah, January 22nd, I think it's the social embargo. So look out for that. Once it goes live on social, I'm pretty much going to say, I won't spoil anything, but I will say everything that I have been feeling. And I don't get it. You don't
get why. It's just, again, the pattern of Marvel and how
disrespecting the Negroes.
Not just that, just how, because it's a formula, you can tell when they don't have faith in the project. They do it the same way all the time. Oh, we're just going to drop all the episodes.
Yeah.
And then we're going to let For All Nerds, everybody else review it like a week before it drops, or
Yeah.
whatever. Like we don't get it months ahead like we may get something else, right? We don't get the screenings weeks ahead like we do other things. We don't get the incessant, nonstop marketing bomb that you get with certain other properties than with Wonder Man. So it's just like we see you. We see how y'all doing this. So it's just like, could y'all change the game a little bit, lie to me a little bit, baby? I don't know. Like it's just like, bruh, you don't. It's to feel a studio not have faith makes you question the project, which is not fair. I understand and I agree it's not fair. And it's like, it's not, it doesn't give it time to really like grow and have a chance, but that's what happens.
And I can't say no more, but I don't understand it. We are under NDA.
NWA.
And I have still not finished the series, but from what I have seen, I do not understand. That's what I can say. I do not understand.
Okay. Let's close out with our conversation. We wanted to talk about the Golden Globes.
But before we get to that, if we're going to close out, I do have to mention last night I did get to see the new film.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. You saw Night Patrol.
Yes. And
some vampire film?
Yes. And also I just want to shout out the screening because it was a very dope screening. Thank you to the people who got me up in there. The VIP was much appreciated. It was real love. I was sitting right behind some of the actors in the film. Freddie Gibbs was up in there. My man, not Justin Long, RJ Cycler.
Cycler. He played the Blue Ranger.
Yeah.
And that, it was years ago now, but that.
Which I mentioned over and over again. Wow.
Yeah. Really? That was like that was the only thing he's done.
I know.
He was in The Harder They Fall.
Shout out to the hip hop gamer who was the host and definitely had some, interesting questions for everyone involved. It was directed by
Book of Clarence. I'm just saying there's a lot of things he did.
A lot of things. Yeah, and the Blue Ranger got brought up a lot. It was interesting. Like I said, a lot of interesting questions.
Black Lightning, Swamp Thing, but anyway.
A lot of things. And a lot of interesting questions for asked last night. Not the ones I would ask, but you know what I mean. Directed by Ryan Prowse. Basically, it's about vampires.
Those vampires, right?
In LA. The vampires are the night patrol.
The Night Patrol. They
are a subset of the LAPD who are all white boys and vampires. And they come into conflict with the Crips and the Bloods. RJ Cyler, I'm sorry, not CJ. RJ is a member of the Crips. Freddie Gibbs is a member of the Bloods. And they must come together to battle these crackers vampires. And that's pretty much the movie. And it's like really solid is what I'll say. It is definitely a movie to be seen in a theater with a bunch of black people, which I got to do last night. So you can yell at the screen, you can scream, whatever. There's moments where the audience busts into applause. I was really appreciative of the moments when they bust into applause, especially as it deals with police officers. It's well acted, well directed. Especially speaking of the directing, there was a lot of not a lot, but there was a couple of real dope little camera tricks and kind of weirdness done with the shots, but I really appreciated that.
Okay.
I also appreciate the tone of the film where Freddie Gibbs and other characters are unfazed by there being vampires. They pretty much expect it. They're like, oh, vampires, is it vampires, is it shapeshifters, lizardmen? You never know what's going to happen in Cali, pretty much. So it's that type of thing, which, like, a big fan of Lost Boys, that's I always love that, because that's the same thing that happens in Lost Boys. Characters just know there are vampires in Cali. Straight up. So it's one of those type of films. Action is dope, bloody, gory. A lot of characters die that I did not expect to die. I'll say that. It's like, damn, I thought he was going to make it. He did not. Justin Long, who most people know from comedy, I pretty much know from comedy, plays a member of the LAPD who wants to join the Night Patrol for his own reasons. And so this is the first time for me seeing him play like a tough guy. I won't say action, but horror. And I thought he was great. I mean, actually, really hilarious at the points too, because there's a horror. It's one of those things where it's also comedy, all that comedy, action, horror blends genres very well.
Okay.
Yeah, I really fucking enjoyed it, man. Like, I had a great time. Night Patrol, it's not like, super deep. It ain't like Sinners, deep, but there is a lot of blackness and African imagery and ideals and history and culture being used to fight against the vampires, which I really appreciated as well.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. That is, even though I'm not sure Ryan Prowse appears to be a white man, I'm not sure what he is, but from appearance, white dude, it's definitely where it's got a bit of that blackness to it, and
that flavor.
Yeah, flavor, and very well used. Like the Crips and the Bloods are not there just to be there. And like I said, I really like how they just approach it. Like in the very beginning, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but they just, things happen. They're like, oh no, we ain't gonna let that evil demonic shit. Let's build this temple of power over here to make sure we keep that off it. It's that type of thing where they just know what to do and they're ready to deal with it. So I thought that was dope.
Allegedly, and this is IMDb, the films that inspired Night Patrol from Ryan Prowse, he says The Lost Boys,
of course,
Near Dark, Dracula, Menace to Society, Dead Presidents, Prince of the City, and The Thing.
Okay, I don't know Prince of the City. The Thing definitely, as any great horror, should be inspired by that. Lost Boys, like I say, it's the fingerprints of Lost Boys are all over this, but the fingerprints of Lost Boys are over everything. Like I would say, even Sinners has a lot of debt to Lost Boys. So Lost Boys, it's just one of those ones when you talk about vampires. And Near Dark, I didn't see till 2 years ago, even though it came out like around the same time as Lost Boys. I always thought it was some fake ass Lost Boys, so I didn't see it, but it's not. And it's another one of them ones that it's a really dope vampire movie because the word vampire is never mentioned once in Near Dark. So it's one of those things where, it's weird. It's like
I like that.
Yeah, it's like they're these guys who we know are vampires, but nobody ever says vampire, and they're really Near Dark. It's like they are desperate vampires. Like they're driving around in a Winnebago that they have to put sheets and shit over the windows so that they don't get cooked by the sun every day. But they are going around menacing. I just
laughed immediately. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're like driving town to town, menacing town to town in these small towns so that no one will, catch them and kill them because they're just not that tough. But, for vampires to a bar full of suckers is still a problem, and that's what it is. But Near Dark is another one of those ones where I'm like, this is a really dope take on vampires. And Night Patrol is not like one of those ones where I'll be like, oh my God, but I think it, it does its job. Like it's solid. And I think it will be remembered in the canon of vampires. It's like, it's a good take on them. So, yeah.
All right.
Definitely
Golden Globes. Yes. Just really quick, shout out to Sinners.
For a cinematic achievement or something?
Just hold on. We'll get there. Shout out to Sinners. And it was like cinematic box office achievement. Some the Here Nigga Damn Award.
I'd never even heard of this before.
The
did anyone
award?
Win this
You've never heard of that award?
Yeah, did anyone win this award before them?
Yeah. It's cinematic and box office achievement, but literally it was created to be a Here Nigga Damn. Like,
but who won? You're not gonna
give all these awards to the film that actually was about something. But okay, well, it made a lot of money. Let me give you something. Let me recognize you some way. Like they put K-pop Demon Hunter in it, Mission Impossible, F1, and Avatar.
Oh wow!
So Avatar: Fire and Ash, which had just fucking come out, but whatever.
Cinematic
Weapons,
box office
Wicked for
achievement.
Good, and Zootopia 2 was in it as well. I just want to say shout out to Sinners. Shout out to Ryan Coogler.
Oh my God, Barbie won this bitch before.
Yeah, but
Guardians
that's why
of the Galaxy
they
Volume
created
3.
it. They created
John Wick Chapter 4 won this bitch.
I don't know if I don't remember John Wick came first or Barbie, but they created
Barbie.
But from what I've read, they created because of Barbie.
Yeah, Barbie won it first because
they was like not trying to give it flowers anywhere else. It was like, but they can't.
Oh, no, okay, that was Barbie won. The rest of those were nominated that year. Then Wicked won, and now Sinners. Wow.
Right. So anyway, shout out to you.
Was up against Mission Impossible's trash.
Shout out to Ryan Coogler, who what I did really enjoy is literally the entire night. everybody who came up there, even if they were celebrating a completely different win, everyone had something to say about Ryan Coogler. Everyone had praises. Everyone had love. Everyone had flowers. Chloe Zhao, like everybody who went up there was just like, Ryan fucking Coogler, sinners, 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 sinners. And you know why? Because they fucking had to. And just because he is brilliant. The movie is brilliant. The screenplay is brilliant. Everything about it was brilliant. But also they were combating what was a concerted effort by the media, by the industry, to try to bury the greatness that Sinners is.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about that.
Downplay it even.
We've been talking about that for the last, 6 months, the Variety article, the infamous Variety article, the top 10, year-end lists. I think it was not Billboard. It was like Rolling Stone and the rest of them, who I think they're all owned by the same people anyway. But like the year-end list of top movies of 2025, Sinners nowhere to be found. And, people like, what the fuck, And it's one of those ones where like, even the white people was like, hold up, you're going too far. And that's why, like, I just think it was an outsized, and I liked it, but it was an outsized amount of like, yo, Ryan really did his thing. Let me make sure I put his name in the conversation, even if I'm up here for that has nothing to do with it, right? Like, I felt like people were making it a pointed effort to do that. So I really appreciated that. She is my absolute favorite girl in the world, Teyana Taylor. I am so happy for her winning a Golden Globe. This is one of Teyana's dreams. The fact that she's a multi-hyphenate entertainer of different magnitudes in music, movie, all that stuff. I am so happy for her. And I screamed. That said, for her to win for the role of Perfidia in one battle after another, to me, further cements how, again, the industry treats Black people in terms of what they reward us for.
Black women. Well, not both. You're right.
No,
it ain't even Black women. That's
people.
Black people. Because Denzel wins for Training Day.
But not Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Right? And you could have the conversation all day with various people about what was someone's best role.
It damn sure wasn't Training Day.
Tiana's, and again, this is subjective, but Tiana's best role was actually 1,000 miles, 1,001 miles, or whatever it was called. And I'll pull up the actual name of the film. That has
wasn't she in? Is that the Dirty Little Secrets type show?
No,
1,000 Secrets. What? She was in one of them shows that's like the, not
1,001 was the name of the movie that was on Netflix.
Oh, okay. No,
if I'm not mistaken, or Peacock, it could be everywhere now, but.
Okay, I thought she was in one of those shows where it was like, a bunch of women and people and, bad shit that happened in their past. And
sure, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I know, but I heard that's like she was killed. That shit is what I'm saying. That's why I heard she killed
For me, on a subjective, understanding subjective, whatever, her best acting role was 1,001. And if you wanted to recognize her for her acting as an actor, and granted, did she win for lead? Was it for
supporting? That shit's
supporting. That is supporting. Yeah. Granted, 1,001 is lead, so maybe whatever. But the stuff
that came out this year.
No, 1,001 came out 2023.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
I'm just saying, like, the point that I'm trying to make, Ben, is that it's continuous examples of the things that they quote reward Black people for.
Yeah. All right. Now
versus what actually is of par to me.
Yes. Now that being said, and I feel you, I like her a lot. I think, she's a great, multi-hyphenate, everything. And I understand people's dreams, but I think this shit's ass. I'm sorry. Like, that is like you said, I think it is the worst how we're rewarded for shit like this. Halle Berry comes to mind, being rewarded for Monsters Ball, which I saw in theaters.
Which is not her best role. And it's not a bad role, but it's not her best role ever.
I know he's, the worst, but I thought Sean Combs was better in that movie than she was. Like, I thought, I saw that movie in theaters with my sister, and we were both sitting there like, yo, this shit, like, I was laughing, made me feel good. Like, I started laughing during that scene with her and Billy Bob. Like, anyway, we said, we've been talking about this for a minute. We have a now infamous review where you can put up all the quotes right now. All the comments are ridiculous to this day. To this day, But I knew this was going to happen when I walked out of the theater after seeing one bad after another. I knew that it would be one of the films. I still have yet to see Marty Supreme, mainly because I'm from what people tell me, it is a Breaking Bad of table tennis.
Yeah.
And I have no interest in seeing yet another film, TV show, whatever, featuring a self-destructive white man who destroys everything around him with little to no consequences to achieve his goals. I'm good on that. And people have already explained to me that Marty suffers nothing, but he does destroy everything. Well, I'm sure that's entertaining. I just don't give a shit, you know? And I think that putting that message out in the world in 2025 that white men should be able to achieve their goals by destroying everything is a fucking terrible message. And I'm always one of those people who thinks that a message in a movie is just as important as being entertaining, because fuck that. Like, you know, you can't just say anything and you just can't make things about anything, which was my biggest problem with one battle after another, was that it was a farce about revolution, and revolution is not something you joke around with. And beyond that, if you do, you don't make satires that punch down. Like, that is not how satire is done well. It shouldn't, comedy in general shouldn't be punching down. Like, I feel like that's weak comedy to punch down at people. Like, great comedians to me always punch up. And if you're going to do a satire, you definitely have to punch up, and you cannot use the imagery and the ideas and just the thoughts of people like the Black Panthers, the Young Lords, etc., real revolutionaries, to have these people fucking and willing to fuck in front of bombs and on, and all the things we mentioned in our review that you mentioned in your review. Just completely disappointing on multiple levels where I just don't want to talk about it anymore, especially in the year when you have a film like Sinners, which managed to be entertaining on so many levels, educational on so many levels, and then to make all of the goddamn money in the world, which is the real barometer for success, despite what anyone will tell you. None of these films ever get, you know, love unless they make bread. You know what I mean?
It
did. Never.
Literally up until December, it kept coming out over and over again into the theaters.
And it's going to come out.
None of that ever happened. When have you seen that?
It's going to come back into theaters this year. It's going to come back into theaters next year. It's going to be one of these.
That's not normal, guys.
You're never going to see something like this again until Coogler made something else like this again. Whatever, maybe not. But this is going to be one of them rare. It's just going to be fucking mind blowing to everyone, because it's going to keep coming back. Halloween, they'll probably drop it again. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know, do an anniversary on when it first dropped. You know, costume parties, drop it again. Fuck it. You know, it does. It's just one of these things where people will always want to see this thing in theaters, and it's just going to be an event for probably a long time coming. And yet, all you get is cinematic achievement. Like, you're compared to Mission Impossible, which, while I love the series, this latest one was ass. Man, I watched it again on a plane recently. That's how bad it is. I didn't even care when I got home. And I skipped to the plane sequence. And even the plane sequence was just like, man, this was not
that didn't even bother me as much as Fire and Ash did. The Fire and Ash inclusion did.
Well, Fire and Ash looked good. I mean, that was a cinema check at achievement.
And yes, it was a cinematic.
And it made all the bread in the world.
It was the definition of a cinematic box office achievement. Whatever.
Yeah. No, but just for Sinners to be reduced to this is the problem. That's what it is.
Of course.
It's not that those other films are on this list. It's that Sinners gets reduced.
Again, it's kind of like, to me, like the participation award.
Yes.
It's just like, okay, well, we got to give them something, because we're not going to let him win anything, i.e. snubbing Michael B. Jordan for the lead actor role, the best performance by a male actor role. And this isn't the first time. So I'm just like, and objectively, he was the best.
Well, okay.
Go ahead.
No, for lead actor, did he lose to dude for The Secret Agent?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this has come up, especially on my threads. I got into it with some whatever from, I'm not even give you gentleman, motherfucker. Some dude from Brazil who was calling Americans, you know, short-sighted because we hadn't seen Secret Agent, and ethnocentric was the one that really made me like, y'all motherfuckers really don't know what it is in America. Is what I've known this for a long time, but it's like y'all have this view that, Americans are Americans.
No,
And it's
bro.
like,
I'm black first.
Yeah, I'm black, fam.
I'm black first.
Like, you're saying that we're ethnocentric because we don't appreciate the secret agent, which is, to me, features a Latin, almost white passing brother. Like, I love that actor. Dude is great. He's in that joint with Brian Tyree Hill. I've seen him in other shit. Fantastic. I actually can't wait to see the secret agent. They say he plays 3 roles and kills it. You know what I mean? But now, does he deserve it over Michael B. Jordan? That's debatable. But like,
it's all debatable.
It's all debatable. But like this idea that we are ethnocentric, because something that I keep bringing up is one of my favorite films, which was still battling to meet Sinners for my favorite film of last year, is Good News, which is like straight up, subtitled Asian everyone. But to me, it was like one of the best films that I've seen last year.
And it's got no love.
Fucking no love, yo. They said they gave the foreign Golden Globe to Secret Agent on the like red carpet or some shit. Like
they didn't even going back to Sinners real quick. They did not televise Ludwig Göransson winning for music for Sinners, and they were like, "Why wouldn't you televise that?" And then when I saw the clip, they posted the clip. I don't think they did this because they was getting some backlash. So Golden Globes account posted the clip of him winning online, and niggas was like, "Why didn't you show this on TV?" Like, because it was like a beautiful acceptance speech. It wasn't OD. Like, it was just like, again, flowers to Ryan. Like, it's just a concerted effort to try to bury the greatness that is Sinners. And
like I said,
come on, guys.
It was like, again, going back to one bad after another. When I stepped out of there, I was like, fuck. That was my immediate thought. I was like, oh, they got one. This will be the one. Because I every year there's these movies that come out where it's like the critics and really the white male critics for the most part gather around certain films, and I just knew it. Like, and PTA is one of those directors who always gets that type of love. Like, There Will Be Blood got the same, type of reaction where it's like, yes, this must win everything. And no shots, but I turned There Will Be Blood off. Like, I was like, I get it, but cynicism and darkness, I just don't need in my life all the time. And that's all that movie was. And I felt like it really continued with one bad after another, but that's, there it is. It's every year. It is one of these films that they just put up, and they're going to do everything in their power to push it while ignoring things like Sinners. Malcolm X got pushed out of the way for what? To Do the Right Thing gets pushed out of the way for Driving Miss Daisy. Do the Right Thing lost to Driving Miss Daisy. You deserve better, Spike.
Hey, what's up, internets and the fam? This is Teyana King for ForAllNerds, and I want to thank you so much for listening and watching the ForAllNerds. Make sure you like and subscribe to us only on YouTube.
For All Nerds Show is a member of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to our founder, Combat Jack.
For All Nerds Show is powered by our listeners. Everything we do, from our podcasts, live events, our website, are all independently funded. Please continue to support us through our Patreon page at patreon.com/forallnerds.